How we doing, Heat fans? Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Ready to rock and roll with another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Please take a moment, hit the like button, subscribe. You guys know the drill. It would really mean a lot to me. We are almost there at 2,000 subscribers. Now, there's a few things I want to talk about, you guys. Now, look, I'll be honest. Trade hasn't happened with Damian Lillard, obviously. And I know this is a lot to talk about with Damian Lillard. But with training camp with 2 weeks away, we know this is the hottest topic to talk about right now. You know, we can talk about other things with the Miami Heat, but there's not really much. Training camp hasn't started yet. Jimmy Butler's in London. Guys are on the last legs in their break. We're getting ready for the season. So Damian Lillard, the trade to the Miami Heat, whether it happens before training camp or after, is the hottest topic right now. Now, the recent report that came out yesterday was that the Miami Heat are apparently daring the Portland Trail Blazers to find a better trade offer. Apparently, well, not apparently, but this is something that we've talked about in the past. It's not new news. I think it's the same crap being regurgitated in the media, but it's just being spewed in different ways. But basically what the media is saying is that Portland and Miami have not agreed to a similar package. Duh. Portland wants Miami to give up all their assets, like Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, Caleb Martin, multiple first-round draft picks, future first-round pick swaps. Duh. We know that. Miami feels like that they don't have to give all that because there's not a huge market for Damian Lillard because he's 33 years old, making $200 million with 4 years left in his contract. Duh. We've talked about all this. So for this to be re-reported by Adrian Wojnarowski yesterday in ESPN, saying that Miami and Portland haven't come to an agreement, we know this. We know this is a game of chicken. We know we're basically waiting for somebody to give up, I guess. Whether Portland just accepts what Miami offers or whether Miami says screw it and goes all in. We've talked about all this. Now, if you're asking me, I mean, maybe it's the fact that it's gone on for too long, but yeah, I would like this trade to get over with because you want to know what you're having going into training camp. You don't want certain guys walking on eggshells feeling like, is today the day I'm being traded? That sucks. You know, it sucks. Telling you from personal experience, that sucks. So, yeah, it would be nice if this trade would get done. But, you know, we understand that it's the business side. Miami is trying to not having to go all in. And you understand that. Now, look, I get that people are going to hate on that. I get that people are going to say, whether you're a Portland fan, Miami fan, not a Heat or Blazers fan, you're a third-party perspective looking on the outside, everybody can hit in the Miami Heat saying, just go all in. But if you go all in and it still doesn't get it done, then where do you go? You have to understand that Miami is waiting for Portland to be receptive to an offer. It doesn't look like they have been. Now, within the last few weeks, they've been open to more talks. So maybe Miami would be open to giving more. We really don't know what's been happening in these conversations. Now, a report came out saying that the Miami Heat are daring Portland to find a better offer. And that's what everybody wants to run with in the media outlet. And now you got guys in ESPN like, you know, Mark Spears and Bo saying that there's a mystery team out there. But all it tells me is that they're just trying to push it, to drive up the stake, to drive up Miami to have to push in an offer. I can respect what Miami's doing, not having to go all in, not having to cash in all your chips because you feel like you don't have to. So it's basically your perspective. Do you agree with what Miami's doing or do you not agree and feel like go all in? It's really depending on what side you stand on. Being a Heat fan, with the heartbreak that we've had the last few years, not getting certain players, when a lot of players have put Miami as one of their choices for a trade destination, you can get a little impatient. But sometimes, it's like I've said with this whole process, patience is a virtue. Maybe the Heat can get this deal done without having to cash in all their chips. And Dame hasn't changed his stance, you guys. I mean, one thing I forgot to mention in my video yesterday, on the Back to Fig podcast where Dame was on, one of the big questions that they asked him was, in the NBA, who does he feel like he has the most chemistry with? Damian Lillard smirked. He said, I don't want to say it because I don't want to cause all the craziness out there in the internet. But he did say, with your boy, which is code for Bam Adebayo. Bam even tagged him on a post on Instagram on the story after that. So it's like I've said in my recent videos and I've said in the past, you guys, Damian Lillard is giving these subtle hints and messages that he wants to play for the Heat. It was even reported, if you don't believe me, go on hoopshype.com. It's on there. It was reported that Damian Lillard's camp, apparently, it's not 100% confirmed. Don't quote me on this. I'm just looking. But it is something I have seen in the past, and it has been reported by other people like Shams Charania and other main-time reporters, that if Damian Lillard is possibly traded to another team besides the Miami Heat, like the Toronto Raptors, who came out of nowhere, who I feel like the only reason they're coming out is because Woj said them last Friday in ESPN when he was giving an example, like I said in this podcast. But now they're being reported on places like Hoop Hypes. But example, like if another team trades for Damian Lillard, that he'll just request a trade to the Heat from that team. So it's like I've said before, you guys. Does any of these 28 other teams want to trade for a guy? Give up your assets and your future for a guy who's making $200 million for the next 4 years, who will be 35 and 36 years old, making $60 million each year, who does not want to be there, and possibly request to be traded to the Heat in the middle of the season? You don't want to go through that. You really don't. And let's not forget about that situation. Let's not forget about another thing, you guys. There's that whole Giannis Antetokounmpo situation in Milwaukee going on. They're not certain on their future. We don't know what's going to happen there. We don't know if Giannis is going to sign that contract extension. So other teams like the New York Knicks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, a lot of other teams are keeping their eyes on that situation because Giannis Antetokounmpo could request a trade within the next year. So that's another thing these teams are looking at, especially if he becomes open in free agency. So this might help the Miami Heat as well. So I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what y'all think. We've talked about this a lot. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but at the end of the day, you guys, what more is there left to talk about? We got 2 weeks left for training camp. Damian Lillard being traded is the hottest topic. It could happen any day now. Or it might go on through the season. We don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But please, guys, take a moment. Smash the like button. I got something fun for y'all when we get to 2,000 subscribers. Take a moment. Smash the subscribe button if you're not yet. Don't forget to click my notification bell because when the trade happens, you're going to want to see that video. Thank you for your time. Until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said. Let's go Heat.